A peaceful people, struggle is we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one karage, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Big mistake. Cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one rice, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we mean to keep it. We have that right. So we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. So we ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs. We are a peaceful people, struggle is we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one karage, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Big mistake. Cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one karage, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Big mistake. Cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one karage, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupununi and the Essequibo. Take time on night, though we may criticize it. This is our home, we love it, and we mean to keep it. We have that right, so we ain't giving up no mountain.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis C. Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
All right, good evening. It's just, it's early. The night is now starting. It's Friday night. For those of you who just got paid, hey. Sorry about that. I had to just laugh. For those of you who just got paid, Civic and the entire crew, it's Friday night. How many of you remember the Friday night hang at the fish shop and all manner of things? And oh gosh. Mouth open, story jump out. All right, so hey, guess what's happening? Venezuela is starting up again. This guy Maduro. Anyway, Schumacher. This guy Maduro. Well, it's good for the and I'm not going to be unpatriotic. I'm not at all by saying it's good for those kunumunus who are part of the regime, because they do not know how to negotiate. They know how to treat their own citizens that they should be treating better, they should be pampering up, giving nice raises, nice salaries, all manner of things. They don't do that. They want to fight their own citizens. They want to fight down their own citizens. They want to fight the teachers. They want to fight nurses. They want everybody they want to fight. They want to talk tough to political opponents. Well, some political opponents, they want to talk tough. But when it comes to Venezuela, whenever that madman Maduro raises his tail, guess what? Those in the PPP, Irfan and Barrett and all, they just do not know how to handle this situation with Venezuela. And so their tails gone between their legs, right? And that is just watch what they're going to do. They're going to want to say we're all suddenly we're all Guyanese. Suddenly they're going to call Aubrey Norton, the leader of the opposition. They're going to call him and say, hey, can we all be together on this issue with Venezuela? That's what they're going to do. I do believe that the opposition, all the opposition, the sensible opposition parties, the legitimate opposition parties, not the ones who are in parliament with the PPP voting and kissing up the PPP, and then they gone outside on the streets pretending as though they're concerned about teachers. You know those two, we saw them the other day, right? Was it yesterday? From ANOG party. ANOG doesn't exist. ANOG is a hustling party. I'm telling y'all this. Don't worry. When was the last time you saw some of these big so-called people in ANOG out there talking and representing the people's interest? They don't do that. But come elections time, they're gonna come around and they're gonna try to come around you funny, right? Good. And they're gonna pretend that they like you, right? No, don't fall for them. Remember, it was Timothy. What is that guy? Some Timothy Jonas. He had major problems with folks like Roysdale Ford and those who were given, what is it, Silk, senior counsel. The same Timothy Jonas said, oh, it's bad, and it should not have happened, and it should not have this, and it should not have that, and all manner. If you hear mouth open, story jump out. As soon as the PPP got installed, the same Timothy Jonas took them to court, took the previous administration to court because he didn't feel comfortable with the people who got the senior counsel and it was done the wrong way. But as soon as the PPP got installed, let me see if you guys know what happened. As soon as the PPP got installed, I know Wayne Caesar. Wayne is sitting in, by the way, for Lemon. Wayne, we should turn the camera and let you guys take a look at, where is it? Wayne is sitting in for Lemon tonight. Thank you so much, Wayne Caesar. He's sitting in for Lemon tonight. But let me, and Wayne is correct. Timothy Monroe Jonas, slip of the tongue, right? But, and so as soon as the PPP got installed, they gave him Silk, and he's done. He's done. He's no longer concerned about the process. He's senior counsel. Some of these guys don't deserve it. Some of them don't deserve it. And those who deserve it don't get it. Those who put in years of genuine service in the legal profession. Mind you. All right. Hey, guess what? What's going on? Uri Brooms. Brooms is saying Maduro again. Yeah, Maduro again. And during the course of this, guess what we're going to do? All every day, night and day, the PPP might keep a concert all at the National Stadium. And this is what we get every day, night and day now.
We are a peaceful people. Struggle is with struggle, and we don't look for trouble. Just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving.
Oh man, all we life since I was a little boy. This is the only weapon. All we life. We gonna be hearing the same man. We ain't backing down. We ain't giving up the mountain. All we life. That's kind of like our army right there. One song. We ain't backing down. Right? But the teachers are the ones who are not backing down. They're not backing down. We're going to get to that shortly, though. But let's go to Venezuela. Guess what? Y'all good friend is now ambassador. Ambassador Van West Charles presents credentials to Venezuela. And as soon as Van West Charles presented his credentials to Venezuela, guess what the PPP did to him? Say, hey, boy, hey, come, you got to walk now. They put him, and he got to hit the streets. He got to walk the streets of Venezuela. He got to meet with Guyanese nationals over there, and he got to tell them that things are glorious. Things are wonderful back in Guyana, and that the PPP, to them, he got to tell them what the PPP is doing this supposedly great job. So that's what Van West Charles becomes now the salesman, not the ambassador, the salesman for the PPP. And so he got to walk all over Venezuela. Sorry about that, guys. This is a professional show. I shouldn't be doing these things. The man is ambassador now, but he got to walk like a little schoolboy all over Venezuela and paint a picture as though things are lovely, beautiful in Guyana under the PPP regime. But before he did that, Robert Passad, who is the whatever foreign secretary, cussed out Van West Charles' father-in-law and the PNC and said that it is as a result of the PNC dictatorship, according to Robert Passad, that the people ran away from Guyana and went to Venezuela. Hey, Paul. Poor Van West Charles. Poor Van West. They give me basket for fetch water in Venezuela, and he got to pretend as though water is in the basket because remember, it's his job and his livelihood right now. So that's what's happening. Hey, another thing that's happening, oil economy. Oil economy. In an oil economy, every day them boys getting catch. Every day. Now, Sahadio, they said, that's what they said. Sahadio Prasad called Brian. But notice here, when a certain particular group of people get caught, you see the big description, MN. How many of you guys remember what MN stands for, right? Not Minnesota, but MN. MN, male Negro, right? Male Negro. But you're not seeing the ethnicity of this individual here at all listed. Now, we're not making it a race issue, but the police force, the Guyana police force, has got to get its act together. They put MN, male Negro. Thus far, they're not changing that male Negro crap, you know. It is crap. You do not, how are you going to describe persons of African descent as male Negro? Male Negro. Anyway, Anna Katrina man arrested with cocaine. Oil-rich economy. Jack Dale and Irfan, they're taking all the money, the billions of dollars going away, and hundreds of millions of dollars going in the pockets of Jack Dale and Irfan and their friends and their cronies. But poor Anna Katrina man believes that he gotta do what he gotta do because money got make. Carl Miller, he can't look like he's of East Indian descent. He is. Vinga spelled Sahadio Prasad, called Brian. No ethnicity, no nothing. But that's not it too. That's not it. Hey, them by some money got make. Money got make. Holy smoke. Who is it? Tortosense, that rapper? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Tortosense? Tortosense is the guy, the rapper, the famous US rapper Tortosense. Said, get rich quick or die trying. This man he want to get rich quick. This man want to get rich, quick. Is it Tortosense? Come on, guys. Yeah, come on. I know it's 50 cents, man. 50. How are we going to be 30 cents? 50 cents. Right? You guys, 50 cents. 50 cents say, get rich quick or try dying. This guy want to get rich, quick. I noticed Stanley Wilson, everybody tell me it's 50 cents. Come on, man. Oh, man. Oh. 50 cents, right? 30 cents now. You get old, so you minus 20, 30 cents. You're getting old. So this guy is caught, and they're alleging that all this marijuana, 92 pounds of marijuana, he alone gonna sit down and smoke this thing out. He from Bad Settlement. And I went back to the tape when they had them Bad Settlement, the burning roads, and for see if I will see his picture. But I ain't see a picture. Right? But all the marijuana, we might as well just play the national anthem. Call them guys wrong from the conditions to play the national anthem to this. No, I pledge myself. Right? This is funny. All of the marijuana, all of the cocaine, holy smoke. Now allegations, they said they caught these guys. And these guys, I'm sure they're businessmen. Business. We got to go to, look, I want our operator for tonight, Wayne Caesar, to ensure that trade unionist Lincoln Lewis, we want to ask him some questions tonight. So Wayne, thank you for getting in touch with veteran trade unionist Lincoln Lewis and to ensure that he comes on this evening. But before we go to Lincoln Lewis, recently this guy, I think they call him Dreddy from Campbellville, operates a business there. He was shot and killed. To this day, the police, they know no CCTV. They may know, just they know the police force know when to have the CCTV camera stuff resurrect. We saw what they did with the Palm Court situation, where it's alleged that a good friend of Irfan Ali and them and the police force, Azraddin Mohammed, was accused of the murder of Paper Sharts. Yep, the same Azraddin Mohammed. Oh, yeah, accused. Accused. They transferred a lot of police and policemen and so forth, and all manner of things, all because they didn't want to question, or not sure if they questioned and arrested this guy, Azraddin, to question him concerning the murder of Paper Sharts. But right after that murder, he became self-righteous, run around handing out little crumbs here and there. But back to this here now. This guy, one of the PPP's mouthpiece newspaper, describing him as a drug dealer. Now, a businessman, but you don't know, he has never been convicted, of course, but you're calling him a drug dealer. That is why you got to use the term accused. He has never been convicted. Drug dealer. But the term drug dealer is only set aside for businessmen like this guy. Businessmen like this guy. As long as you're that color, that's it. But anybody else who looks the opposite of him is a businessman, a successful, no matter how much cocaine they send out of the country, no matter how much the tons of cocaine that these so-called businessmen send out of the country, they don't ever describe them as businessmen. They're always legitimate businessmen. But guys like Dreddy, not businessmen. They want to describe these guys as drugsmen. And the point is the hypocrisy we're talking about. Let's take for example, according to Reuters report and what they said about Azraddin Mohammed and his father. Azraddin, according to the Reuters report, they're probing these guys for smuggling drugs and gold and all manner of things. But none of these PPP mouthpiece newspapers, they're not going to describe him as a drug dealer, as a gold smuggler, or they're not going to do that. But oh man, poor guy of African descent. A businessman, according to the family and so forth, he's being described boldly as a drug dealer. Watch the hypocrisy, guys. That's all I'm saying. Watch the hypocrisy. But you're not gonna see him around with Irfan Ali, hugging up Irfan Ali and so forth. But those things got their own people, right? But they have a saying, your own fleet of store, I'm gonna bite you. We're seeing little signs of that. But in moving on, the Guyana Teachers Union, these hypocrites in the PPP, just imagine, they're saying now, and this guy is the president of the Guyana Teachers Union, Dr. Mark Light. And let me say kudos to the union, kudos to Dr. Mark Light. I'm seeing strength, I'm seeing bravery, I'm seeing that here, this go round, as we say in Guyana, this go round. But listen to what the government now, this installed regime, they're saying GTU's financial documents not filed in 20 years, deeds and commercial registries. Just imagine Jack J and Irfan, they're talking about this here. Lincoln Lewis, good evening. Sorry that you're in the room. Wayne just informed me. Wayne is sitting in for Lemon. Lincoln, good night. What is your take, sir? Let the people see you on your union shirt. Let them know the red you got on there is union colors, and Chetty Jagan took that color from the union Hubert Nathaniel Critchlow. Good night again to you, sir.
Good night, Mark. Good night, viewers. Good night, comrades and brothers and sisters. Let me say to you that this red represents blood and the white represents purity. So when we wear our red and white, you understand our thoughts are pure and our blood is prepared.
So white and red. Got you. Got you.
Right.
Let me. You want to sip of water quickly because it's going to be a long night tonight. Long night.
I want to tell you, Mark. It is the both of us will determine whether it is going to be a short or a long night.
All
But
right.
I want to say to you, these vagabonds. Let me ask you the question that needs to be answered. Why is it that the registry is responding to what has been said in the public? It never happened before. They only respond because they give instructions. And when you give instructions to people and their jobs on the line, they write anything. Why is only now the deeds registry know of this? Why did deeds registry never write the union and bring it to the attention of the union? What they are now is on a roll to discredit the union. This issue here is not about whether whether the union submit document or not. This is about collective bargaining. That's what this issue is about. This issue is about where you decide that you're not going to negotiate with the trade union. This issue is about you ascribing to yourself the authority to abuse the laws of this land and refuse to negotiate improved wages and working conditions for teachers employed by the Ministry of Education. That's the issue. And Mr. Jagdeo must be told all these things have the hallmark of Jagdeo. That's how he behaves. He believes that he can discredit everybody. But he has always been discredited when it comes to the issue of Sue. Let's discuss that. Let us discuss the issue where they claim that the necessary assurances have been given by Exxon based on what the court has ordered when it comes to protecting the environment and oil spill. They said it is there, but nobody can get access to it. These are the things that we just talk about. The union and the union business is the employees, not employees. It is the members' business, not you and Jagdeo. You need to understand that we have a right to question you and what you're doing. How you spend the state's money. The money is not your personal property. How you dispose with the assets of the state. These are the type of things we want to talk about when it comes to you. But tonight is not the night. Tonight is the night when we're going to remind you that tonight is the night we're going to remind you that you are in breach of 23(1) of the Trade Union Recognition Law, which speaks specifically to the issue of collective bargaining. The Ministry of Education, as the employer, has a responsibility, and they have abrogated it. Tell me 3+ years. You want to tell me what the union did not submit information? It's 3+ years.
Lincoln.
You have 3+ years, you will get a document in front of you, and you're refusing to negotiate.
For 23 years, they were in power. And if we do the deduction from the 20 years that they're alleging now, most of those years were under the PPP, and they were never concerned about that. Suddenly, they're bringing up some 20 years crap. Do you feel that they would have done that to the Guyana Agriculture Workers Union?
No, they're doing it to unions. I want to tell you something, they're doing these things to unions who are not prepared to, unions that are not prepared to toe the line, that the PPP wants. They're ruthless group of people here. The time has come that we have to shift the gear and increase the speed on these guys. They can say whatever they want. I understand they're saying that the strike will come to an end. It's 2 weeks they come out for. And the strike will come to an end next week Friday, so they will not sit to talk with the union. I hope the union have new news for them. They don't want to talk. They want to do as they like. This issue here is not only about this issue. They can call it political or whatever. The citizenry of this country must start to agitate for cash grant. They can't up their money over $300,000 from 2020 to now. I want to give people crumbs. We have to have what is just and fair for us. We must have a part of this pie, not the crumbs that fall off from the edge of the pie. These guys in the first year, I believe, let me put it this way, a man who will have to work 33 and a third year to get his pension if he's young. But a man or a woman will retire from the public service at 55. The gratuity that that person will get after working all those years will be significantly less than what these guys cut off apart from the salary in the first year. All these mega projects that they're talking about, it is money for the boys. Many will not conclude. Let me look at all these hospitals. You ever go in the hospitals? Mark, when you come to this country, go in the hospital at Port Morant and see what you're going to see.
Well, let me tell you about Port Morant Hospital. As you know, I'm from that area, and so Port Morant Hospital, I've gone there a couple of times with my little sister who was born there, Vani. Outside of that, though, I saw for the 23 years, I couldn't believe that hospital what it was under the PPP regime. The health center, the hospital, right obliquely opposite where Roop Mahal, I believe, cinema used to be. But outside of that, that hospital was run down under the PPPC government. They never cared about that hospital. They never care about hospitals at all. So forget about the we care. But when the coalition got into office, there was a difference with the health sector, not only at Port Morant Hospital, Port Morant Health Center, Mybury Curie, Skeleton Hospital, and so forth, but throughout the country. I just thought I'd get that off of my chest. You mentioned hospital because it was horrible under the PPPC regime. Horrible, sir. Go ahead.
In 2020, I was forced to go to Fort Wellington Hospital. I looked around, the place was clean and so forth. And last week I had to return there to see a relative of mine. It was sadly gone. And I really want to know where this transformation come from. It moved from, it was a free flow from what used to be clean to now what is dirty. It falls from the top right down to the bottom. Conditions are bad. These guys, these are the things Jack, you and them should be looking after. These are things they must be looking after.
They're not concerned about that. Let's go quickly. Today's protest. They're not concerned about that. The evidence is there. For those of us on the ground for the 20-odd years that they were there, exposing what they were doing with the schools, even the police stations, we saw a vast difference under the coalition. Look at Georgetown. Lincoln, you know the conditions of Georgetown. Georgetown was just like the Brigham lockups that we spent 3 nights in. Horrible state. Look at Le Repentier Cemetery that they called Mandela dump site and all manner of things. It was horrible under the PPPC regime. But I want to get to something that a teacher said. The teacher is saying, look, there's a PSA. The subtle threats wouldn't work. Why? Because God is my father, but be it known unto the powers that be that if God allows you to take me, I will not bow. This is coming from a teacher, and we got to salute this teacher as we salute all teachers who are out there, all teachers. But I paid careful attention. This is the teacher out, Samaru, I believe Martin Samaru, has been bringing the live feed out of Region 2. And when I saw this post, Lincoln, the subtle threats. What is your take on the PPP now going after and threatening teachers, whether subtle or not? Your take on the threats against teachers who are on strike?
It is wrong. It's downright wicked. That's the way the PPP operate. If you are a businessman and you may they have the slightest inclination that you will not support them in some form or the other, they move with some degree of alacrity to make sure that resources that you have is taken away from you, or wherever you need to have acquire resources and the state has to give some permission, that will be denied. That is how the PPP has been operating all the time. It's not anything surprising to about. It has to change. And it has to change through us collectively taking a stance. And I call on people to understand that when you engage or you encourage this lawlessness by political operatives to be committed against the citizenry of this country, your turn will come when they will treat you the same way, because they believe that if they do wrong to somebody and you support them, then the wrong becomes right and they're going to do it to you. These are the PPPs, a bunch of ruthless and shameless people. You can't shame them into accepting that what they do is wrong. You have to do things to cause them to understand that you are prepared to fight back. And what the teachers are doing is fighting back at this junction. And I commend them for such a thing. Keep fighting.
And
brothers and sisters, keep fighting.
We are seeing the fighting spirit indeed. On the photo on the screen there is teacher Martin Samaru out in Region 2, and he reported that there is this subtle threat and that he is not going to be intimidated at all. He is not. What is your take? And we say kudos to Martin and kudos to all the other teachers throughout the country. We saw success stories out in Linden, Region 10, in Region 6, in Region 4, Region 2, Region 3. Let's get a report from you, Lincoln, your take on the protest action, the 5th day.
It's strong. It's very strong, Mark. I understand that the president was in Region 6, and efforts were made to see who they can engage in Region 6 to sit and talk, and that the overture was rebuffed by the leaders who were out there. I want to commend them for what they have done. do not be succor to the abuse of political and state power.
We are hearing, Lincoln, that while Irfan, I assume when you say president, you're not talking about the president of the Guyana Teachers Union. You meant that guy Irfan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. But Irfan Ali from the installed regime was out in Borbi's quarantine area. And he thought that he was going to he was going to sweet talk those teachers out there in Borbis. And so he sent, according to information, mind you, he sent a message to see if a couple of them could go so he could talk to them and swear things down and so forth. So to the credit of those teachers out there, they said, no, if anything is going to happen, any discussion, you got to invite us properly to the table for talks. Not send two and go and talk and with it's not. And kudos to those teachers out there. Speaking of which, Wayne, where is Wayne? Wayne, can you put the photograph? Wayne Caesar is our executive producer for tonight, Lincoln. Your good friend, Wayne. So let me see, Wayne. Yeah, thank you. So this photograph, Lincoln, is a photograph of just some of the teachers out there, quarantine Borbis. Some of the teachers out there. I noticed Miss Tara, she's there. Then you have the former president of the Guyana Teachers Union, Colin Bino. Then you have the current president of the Guyana Teachers Union, and you have teachers out there in Borbis, a unified bunch. And Irfan Ali couldn't break them at all. Continue, sir. I just have to have Wayne put this up here. Continue, Mr. Lincoln.
Yeah, basically these guys, I believe they show strength and courage. You know, I see they're strong people. I've been talking with the president of the union over the last couple of days, and he seemed focused on making sure that the union is not being compromised in this process. He is prepared, as I see it, to stand up and fight back. And with Mr. Bino by his side, you know, I believe they can do much more. They can repel the PPP wicked machinery. Wicked machine.
You know, Lincoln, give us a feel. Those of us who are not on the ground. Sometimes when you're not on the ground, you get a different feeling when you are on the ground, actually. What's the mood like on the ground, Lincoln, as you travel around Georgetown and other places?
Let me give you, you know, my office is in Wilford Avenue, and that's a street of schools. And I want to tell you that it is a street that bustles between the hours of 8 in the morning to about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. The street then, the vendors are locked up, nearly all the vendors locked up because the street dead, DEAD, dead. I believe that a sizable portion of the society supports the teachers' call. And much more, not only supporting the call, there are many who may not say it, sympathize with the teachers. These people believe that they have been that the citizens of this country have been taken for a ride over the years. When these guys were fighting in 2020, was not for win election, when they were stuffing the ballot boxes that they can't count for many votes unto now, and to collude with their comrades from their foreign comrades to tell you what must happen in this country, then you fully well what they were up to. They're up to thieving the resources of this country. They don't care about us. They don't care about the ordinary man. If these people could have, as I said earlier, if these people could have increased their emoluments by over $300,000 in the 3 years, if they can be doing that, and people are asking, why is it that they can't even consider cash grant in an ordinary manner for Guyanese citizens? They will not do it because we don't matter. The ordinary man don't matter. And I tell you something, there's a strength in them that they have no shame. Even if they catch their hand in the cookie jar and somebody cut off the hand and put it there, they will say it's not theirs. Because they can lie. When I tell you lie, they can really lie. We have to, citizens of this country, you are called upon. It is time we mobilize and demand what is justly ours. We have to mobilize.
Lincoln,
we have to do it.
Speaking of mobilization, we have to mobilize and we have to get this done. And people are seeing the strength in the teachers. And I am seeing that as well. All of us are seeing the strength in the teachers. Forget about a couple that have been hoodwinked by the PPP and so forth. They all will eventually benefit from this. They will all join this strike action. Whether it's 2 weeks, whether it's 2 months, it is going to go on for a long time. But I've noticed some comments from some folks are asking, and maybe rightly so, what about the other unions and the other public servants who need a better wage increase? They need a better salary at the end of the month. I'm going to come off the stage so you can take the floor and talk to our audience, members of the audience, about the other unions and what they're doing in times of this struggle. Over to you.
Every union has a recognition agreement. These behaviors are conducted consistent with the laws. Let me tell you about it. When you sign a collective labor agreement, if you don't say in that collective labor agreement that this agreement is not legal and can be enforceable in the courts, then the agreement is legal and can be and will be enforced in the courts. What the GTU did was to operate consistent with their agreement. Other unions who want to come out, they can't just walk out. They got to operate consistent with their agreement. The issue before that caused the teachers to be on the road is an issue of the absence of the denial of collective bargaining by the employer, and they follow the process. If any other group wishes to come in the street, that group has to follow a procedure. A process has to be followed in this thing, where you have to negotiate, you got to give notice and so on. In 1999, I'm making a point yesterday to somebody. So in 1999, you have had about 3 to 5 days strike with the public commercial sector in Georgetown and a number of agencies, city council, public service union, and so forth. That ended there because that strike started on the issue bordering on wages and salaries with the public service union, the Guyana Public Service Union. The other unions joined the strike. After workers were shot at George Anand's Wharf. It created the opportunity to come out against state guns being turned on workers. So the issue of, as you talk about, people are asking when the rest of people coming out, there has to be a process. And the conditions can be created by the same government as we go by each day. But notwithstanding that, we have issues that impact the well-being of the citizens of this country, and not only the workers, that all of us can rally together. We have the issue of cash grant. All of us want a peace. But most people expect the union alone will fight for it. All of us got to get involved. All of us got to join this struggle.
Let me ask you this question, Lincoln. The Ghana Trades Union Congress, of which you are the General Secretary, give a breakdown as to members that you guys cover. What sort of employees you guys cover? Give us a breakdown.
We cover like sizable portion of the commercial sector, some sections of the public service, teaching service.
We lost Lincoln there. Veteran trade unionist Lincoln Lewis is going to be back with us. Wayne, who is sitting in. Wayne Caesar is sitting in for Lemon. It's Friday. Usually Lemon does that. Whenever he gets paid, that's it. He's gone. But that's okay. It happens. Most of those guys at Freedom House, they do that. While we prepare to have Lincoln back, look at these houses. If I were a billionaire, a legitimate billionaire, I would be building bigger houses than these. I will be building housing schemes for people and so forth. I won't just rush and throw up a little $200,000 house. Sorry about that. We'll take a quick commercial break and be right back. Lincoln is back with us. We'll be back shortly with more of Straight Up.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore, no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have none.
You got to come off the phone. Jerry.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You got to give a $40,000 for buy good ration. You got to get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
All right, so we're back with Lincoln. Thank you so much. So, Lincoln, you were talking about the GTUC, the Guyana Trades Union Congress, of which you are the general secretary.
Yeah.
Talk to us about workers that you
Yeah,
guys.
let me say to you that the GTUC members are the unions. The GTUC, Mark Benscott can become a member of the GTUC. You have to be a trade union that will join it because it's a federated body rather than an individual. What we do is to deal with issues that borders on laws, rights, violation of laws and transgression of rights. We deal with those things. We deal with the national economy performance of that. In fact, our role is the political role for the trade union. If you decide that you're going to shoot people on the road, then the TUC will come out against it. The TUC will mobilize against that. And that is why in 2020, when they stuff the ballot boxes, we talk about it. We can't have a situation where we are telling people that we have fought for the one man, one vote in this country. We have fought for internal self-government, independence, and we stood up there for Republican status. And then people are denying an individual his right to vote and a right for his vote to be counted and a right to stand up and make sure that the ballot boxes are not stuffed. We can't sit down and tolerate that. I want to tell you something. We are big enough to understand by way of numbers when we are shafted or when we get in a good deal. People were shafted in 2020, and we talk about it. We will continue to talk about those type of things. The question of negotiating a collective labor agreement is not the role of the TUC. In 1977, they had what we call centralized bargaining between the Guyana Trade Union Congress and the government of Guyana. And the union in 1979 challenged it.
That's
They
it.
said,
Are you talking about the
Yeah.
GTUC or the arm, which would be the Guyana Labor Union, GLU, and that strike?
No. That was was the GTUC that had the centralized bargaining with the government.
Okay.
And a number of unions challenged it because we saw it then as a usurping of the authority of the trade unions. Collective bargaining is the essence of worker management relationship. And if you're going to take out the most important element, that of wages and salaries, then what you're doing is empowering the trade unions. And that's why it was challenged. It was challenged, and the issue of centralized bargaining went after that. So individual bargaining is a responsibility of each union. But I said earlier, I know what people are asking. We can get the results, but it's not only the trade union can deliver the results. Why can we not see parents joining the GTU, even in front of the Ministry of Education?
Before you continue on that, Lincoln, I think what people are asking for, and that's why I asked for a breakdown in terms of representation of unions and so forth and so on, is the people want to see all the union leaders, except of course Gahu, they're in bed with the PVP, and maybe one or two others. They want to see all of these union leaders, like a Lincoln Lewis, like a Patrick Yard, and maybe others who are legitimate enough to come out and stand on the side of justice, on the side of what is right for the country, and to say together at a press conference, we today sit here and we are calling on members of the public, we're calling on members of our unions to dung tool.
I hear what you saying, what people think. I take the time to explain to you that it is not a donging of tool, it's what you're donging the tool for. You don't just come out and dung tool and say that you're calling workers out. The easiest thing is to call the workers out, but the hardest thing is to put them back on the job.
Fair enough. Do you think,
and I'm saying to you, Mark, hold on, Mark. Let me make the point.
No, one second.
Let me make the point.
Let me make this point. I have on the white, you have on the red. 1 second. Do you believe that there are sufficient things out there that would cause the unions to say enough is enough? Dung tools.
I believe that the unions are doing much that you don't know about to support the teachers right now. The issue of unions saying, come out, just down tools and come out. It's not an issue that is as easy as you look at it. Let me say to you again, that the issues that confront this nation are not only issues for the trade union. There are issues that encapsulate the entire society. And while the GTU may have started on the issue of collective bargaining, there are other issues that may have forced them to come to the street, like cost of living and all these type of things. They have forced them to come to the streets. In this business, there are many times it is not the issue that come out. That is not the issue that led to the strike. It may not be collective bargaining that led to the strike. What led to the strike is the cost of living.
Let me ask you this.
Cost of living is still to collective bargaining. So I'm making this type of argument. But what we want to see also is that while the trade union developing their strategy and dealing with it, you can't throw out everything one day, and 2 days after, when the management or the government come after the what you call it, the GTU, there's nothing else for you to throw out. You have to hold some things in your armory as you move on. And you can't get all the trade unions coming out one day. After that, what happened?
Let me ask you this, Lincoln. Explain the difference in what's happening now and what happened in 1997 when you guys were out there. You guys were in the lead, the forefront.
1999. It was the same. The issue there was the issue of wages and salaries with the public servants. It was the wages and salaries. The government, while they were talking, they talk with you today and then they talk with you maybe another couple of days, but their intention was to impose and said they're not going to pay more. And the workers took to the streets and started the fight. When the CCW and all the other unions came out, was after the shooting at John Fernand's Wharf. It was the opportunity that was created for the unions to come out. In 1963 strike, it borders on laws, the Labor Relation Bill. So what I'm pointing out to you, you hear about these things, but people don't understand how it happened. But I'm saying to you that the conditions are here, but the strategy is what needs to be applied. And do not only look to the trade union for it. The Constitution now, Article 13 says that they speaks about inclusionary democracy, and it talk about the state or whosoever, anything that they do to impact my well-being, being positively or negatively, I must be consulted. Denying people the right to share in the national patrimony, and you making decisions on what you're going to do with the money that belongs to all of us, is important enough for the society to question and the society to take action on. That's what I'm saying.
So, according to Jack Dale, who basically is the puppet master of your fan, he's saying here, and Deborah Archer reminded us in a comment there in the comment section, she reminded us that Jack Dale said yesterday that the install regime, my word install, will not meet with teachers because their leaders are not credible.
Well, that's his position. He has decided. Let me say to you, the ILO Convention 87 and 90 speak to freedom of association and right to collective bargaining. That's the first set of conventions that we have signed onto in 1966. Let me say to you that he has no right as a member of the state to say who must be the representative of the trade union, or he has no right to say who must be the representative of the employers organization. He's out of order, and this man is allowed to get away with this thing all the time. Okay, it's important that we take note about these things. It's important that the citizens of this country take action against these guys who are raping conventions, time-honored principles, abusing their privilege and the laws, violating the laws. We need to take action on them.
We'll take
there are mechanisms there to deal with them.
Lincoln, we'll take a quick 30 seconds break. We'll take a sip of water as we wind down tonight's program. We really need to take this break. I want our listeners to watch it, listen to this particular song. I love it.
When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? The union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. They have taken untold billions that they never told to earn, but without our brain and muscle, not a single will return. We can break their hearts Power gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity.
Lincoln, solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. The GTUC you've explained what the GTUC is all about. A lot of people have been asking, they're calling for the nurses and others to come out and join this struggle. They believe that now is the time. And I like that song so much that we go back to, before I get to my next question, we go back to Berbice, Region 6. Region 6. I think this was yesterday.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.
For the union makes us strong. Tell us exactly what is who the GPSU, the Guyana Public Service Union, who are the category of workers that fall under the GPSU?
The public servants in general in the ministries, and they have a recognition in places like MMA, like the Georgetown Public Hospital, Customs and GRA and those places. They do have. But I want to tell you again that these unions are led from behind but guided from in front. It is the strength of the workers. The 1999 strike wasn't merely called by the executives of the thing. It was the members who demanded certain things. And in this strike here, the fan-out exercise by the executive of the GTU resulted in the members taking a stance that there must be a strike. And that's why you see the responses being like this. Okay? It's not the presidents and the general secretaries that run this thing. It is the members that normally run this. I want to come back. There's an issue that everybody wants to overlook. We want to build the cat, but nobody wants to take the job. Don't throw it on the trade union only. The trade union is going to stand up for what it is and what they're going to do, what they ought to do. The issue of the cost of living and the problems of this country impact the well-being of all the citizens. And what we want to do, same way as how you are asking for the workers to come out, we will want to see you come out. In the first instance, support the workers, and secondly, we can demand what is just and fair for the total society. You're talking about solidarity. You're singing about solidarity. There are people singing about it. Solidarity. Solidarity is not sitting down inside your house and say that I support it. You got to come on the road. If all the women in this place take up the empty pot one morning and decide they're going to march the street of Georgetown, this government is going to stop and think. We have to do something. The bigger we are, the stronger we will be. And I've not lost hope in the citizens of this country. I believe what they need is guidance. And you, Mark, me and others, got to give the necessary guidance. We have to take them on. We can't leave things like this. Say I am on the ground, and every time I walk, somebody asks me, telling me, in fact, I want to see the rest of workers come out. Yes, you want to see the rest. Up to today, I was at GRA, and I was talking with different persons, and I was making the point. Yes, they can come out, but we want to see you too. Come out if it's Monday morning when they resume the picketing exercise, be it at Region 5, Region 6, Region 2, Region 3, Georgetown, or wherever it is, or Linden. I would like to see citizens coming out. If it's for 20 minutes, pick up a placard and give solidarity. That is the solidarity we're talking about. Turn up there. You know, I remember, Mark, you lived in Linden, you know it. I remember we had a strike, and people used to say that you get wild at home and you get good at home. But you know what we did during that strike? The women that tamed them, they cook everyone and go. And many of the women who were cooking and doing that, they were not members of the trade union. They were not employed, but they're coming to cook. They're coming to help me. They're coming to show solidarity. That is what we want. That is what we need. Even if you bring a pan of ice to cool the water, that is solidarity. The teachers' union strike is supported by in excess of 75% of the members of the teachers. That is strong, it is big. But then people must have, there are other people, those workers, strength and resolve is dependent on also dependent in fact, on the support they get from the communities within which they operate. You know, let me give you an example. I went to a place, there was a strike in a place named Montana in the United States Midwest. And I was taken to Montana to talk with to support the strike, to talk with the workers. I got there the first day, the hall was empty, was virtually empty, and I spoke at the hall the first day. And the second day, the hall was filled. You know why it was filled? Because they recognized that somebody who don't live in a community come to talk with them, to give solidarity to them. We have to hold hands. That's a lesson. We have to hold hands in this thing. I am talking now not to the workers, I'm talking to the citizens of this country. If you don't do something at this juncture and cause the teachers to succeed, then your possibility of making success in any other endeavor where the politicians are involved, the government is involved, it becomes very remote that you are going to succeed. This is the time, brothers and sisters. It is the time for us to do it. Let me tell you what. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. They can't kill you. They can only talk about killing you. They can talk about taking your bread, taking your job. Use me as a barometer. Use me as an example. My life as a unionist, I spoke out against everything that I see that is that inhibits the rights of citizens of this country. The rights that inhibits the worker at the workplace. I speak against every successive government about what I see as wrong. But I'm alive. They tried, but I'm alive. Use me as an example. And if I can do it, you can do it too, comrades. You can do it. Don't be, let me tell you what. Let me tell you this. Javier is a coward. He's not a man who can sit down across the table and deal with intelligent people. He's a coward. I'm telling you that. And that is the reason why you don't want collective bargaining, because you can't sit across the table, watch people in their eyes, eyeball them, and talk about it. What he does is go behind your back and cuss you down. And you know what we call people like them, who just raising up the dress and cuss you out. Mark, you were incarcerated for 5 years. But they never thought that you would have been sitting down here and carrying on one of the best shows on our online radio and a radio station complementing it. They thought they could have broken your resolve. They thought they could have killed you. I'm telling you, you know why you were incarcerated? Because they're afraid of you. The men in this society, let me talk to you men. It is time you develop that testicular fortitude and stand up and don't just put the women in front. The women have been carrying the burden. We can't only sit at the bar, drink a beer and talk about it. We got to come in the streets. We got to join the women.
You know,
we got to join the teachers who are primarily women. We got to join them.
The people, all of the people agree that now is the time. Now is the time. Not for peeping to see who coming out first and who will come out first and who not will come out first. Those who are the leaders or said to be the leaders, whether union leaders, whether political leaders, now is the time. Once, in my opinion, once all the leaders, whether union leaders, hold hand in solidarity with this current issue with the Guyana Teachers Union, because there are lots of other issues as well. But what they're looking for is for the leaders to show solidarity and lead by example. Let us say, for example, tomorrow morning there's a joint press conference between all of the unions, your union, Patrick Yard's union, and all of these things. And the people hear for the first time, after a long time, that we as union leaders, we are in solidarity with this strike. And we hope to see others join the protest, join the strike action. We will be out there first thing Monday morning. All of us union leaders will be there. We hope also the politicians, the political leaders are going to follow. Not just to take a camera and take a little selfie and get people walking around with them. To genuinely be out there on this struggle, to show solidarity for the teachers and to bring the people out. People are saying in the audience, Lincoln, now is the time, Lincoln. Now is the time.
Let me make this point to you, Mark. I'm glad they're saying now is the time. Now is the time for all of them to come out on the road. Let them come. We are going to welcome them with open arms. You can't take your. This is not a issue that is going to go away tomorrow. It will only go away tomorrow if we have the strength and the muscles in the streets to deal with it. This government believes that what they're going to do is to wait you out. And if you take all your artilleries and throw them out today, what happens next week? You have to plan for these things. There is a plan. There is a plan. Nobody expects, I'm going to tell you this. The government is sitting and waiting. They're saying that, by next weekend, the strike ends, so we don't have to do anything. You have to understand that while they're planning, you got to plan too. And I'm telling you this. The issue here is that the workers are making the sacrifices at the beginning here. We want to see the community joining with the workers. We don't want to see the union throwing out all this artillery today and tomorrow they get nothing in the magazine to deal with it. We have to keep something. You have to have a strategy. Can't leave it like this. And let me tell you something, Mark. We decided that every day, we must be out there talking about this issue. So we are looking, our plan is not looking to see an end of this game come next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We know them. We have to get results. Okay? And we can get results not only for the teachers, we can get results for everybody, for the public servant, and we can get results for even the households in this country. Don't sit down and wait on the teachers alone. That's what I'm saying. You have a responsibility to yourself to make a contribution in ensuring that at the end of time, you get a piece of the bread or carry your own piece of the bacon. We gotta work, man. Can't leave this thing like this. We can't leave it like this. Don't just tell me bring out all the workers. Yes, we can bring them out. Yes, when they come out. What happened after? You have a couple thousands of workers in the street that you gotta deal with every day. Okay? And then you're looking at the workers. The workers alone must not make the sacrifices for everybody. The people who are calling that it must happen, come on board too. As I said to you, all that you need to do, you can do simple things. Bring a pan of ice. Macklin Marby, bring it in a bucket. Make 2 sandwiches and bring and give the girls them in front of Ministry of Education. With their ways and means this thing can be done. I went to a place named Barranquilla in Colombia. That was the time when they used to kill trade unions at a minor strike. And when you're on the street, you know what these people doing? The people make sandwich, the women, they make sandwich. They're not walking with the mind. They make sandwich and they bring and they cheering and give you solidarity with the workers, with the strikers. Man, there are little things we can do to make this thing, to make sure that we succeed.
You know what I see, Lincoln? I see the people in Essequibo cooking and eating and getting the sort of support. I see the people in Linden. I see the people in Georgetown, in Berbice under quarantine. You know what's going to happen? This thing is going to take a turn that we all ought to be proud of. I agree with
Yes.
you. People should come out. Not just those who are on social media, because a lot of people on social media like to call on people to come out, but they don't come out. You know, we have gone through the struggle, Lincoln, on the streets in Georgetown, protesting. Sometimes by myself, sometimes 3 of us, 4 of us. We spent 3 nights in Brigham lockups in a filthy cell, had to eat out of a garbage bin bucket, breakfast, porridge, whatever. So we know that. People do not come out. Why do you suppose? It's easier said than done. Some people who are far away from Guyana oftentimes think, and even those who are right there in Guyana, think it's easier said than done. To go out and to call on them to go out. People just do not go out. They just do not, Lincoln. We've gone through this for years. Why do you suppose they just don't go out? They want other people to bell the cat, so to speak, the cat. Why?
Because there's a thinking. People must struggle for them. You know, Mark, I miss you at times on the ground. I remember those moments
It's coming up to Valentine's too, so I miss you too, Lincoln.
I miss you at times, you know. I remember those moments when we picketing. I remember one day we were picketing, and when we finished picketing, all of us were hungry. We wanted something, and all that we could have mustered was a $200, and we had to decide between
200 Guyana dollars. Let them know the struggle. Yep.
Right, $200 Guyana, and we had to decide on 2 things. Make a choice. Put some gasoline inside that vehicle that you had. What do you call it? Orvin or maroon vehicle that you had, or we buy something to drink. I remember that, right? A lot of people see you making in these struggles, and the sacrifices are made, but people don't know what is it, how expensive it is to us. That's what I'm saying. And we are asking for much. Bring out some sandwich, make some cheese roll, make 2 dal puri. Bring them and give the people them. Right? A lot of people telling me, the union must do this, the union must do that. I have a man, I had a good friend named Jacob Raffit. Jacob used to say to me that many of our people, they only join union when they're in trouble. We don't want to pay for anything. I want to tell you something. This struggle, we must own it. All of us must give a piece of it when we finish. All of us. The police must get a piece of it. The soldier must get a piece of it. The fire service officer must get a piece of it. The prison officer must get a piece of it. I am selectively, I'm talking to them. Don't allow this government to use you against your brothers and sisters. Do what is just, fair, and right. Let us understand this, that the housewife, the vendor, the cat man, the ass cat man, the hire car owner and driver, the minibus, all of us are involved. And if we don't stand up, all of us will be consumed. Think about it. We're putting on a red shirt to go there to say we're going to listen to a minister speak, to make up his crowd. right? To make him look good. And they give you a box of food and $10,000. And we feel we arrive. Not understanding what they're destroying our dignity. Think about it. If all of us demand that cash grant be paid to every household in this country, even if we get $600,000, you know how many years you gotta go there with a red shirt and a cash grant and a vest board, collect your box of food and your $10,000 to make the 600,000 per year? Think about it. And it's you money that taking and do this thing. What these people doing is merely destroying your self-esteem. This nonsense has to stop. And it is not only the workers can stop it, or the members of the trade union can stop it. All of us collectively can stop it. All that we need to do is to hold hands and demand of the government to come to the table and deal with the burning issues that impact negatively the well-being of this society.
Lincoln, as we prepare to close off the program tonight, let's
I
remind.
thought it would have been long.
No, it's we're pulling the curtain down. Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever.
You know, as we close off tonight's program, I noticed Priya Must Go, who sits there as said to be the Minister of Education. A couple of days ago, she put a flower, and she said no filters. She looks exactly like that, a deep peach. And then yesterday, she put another flower, you know. But today she put nothing, absolutely nothing, nothing at all, Lincoln. Nothing at all. Maybe just preparing for Valentine's. Nothing at all she put. Which gives me the impression, Mr. Lewis, that the flowers are withering. And that she has realized, that they have lost the battle. In 5 days, they have lost the battle. What can we look forward to next week? Starting Monday?
Let me say to you, Mark, we are preparing, we are coming with full force. On Sunday night, on this same program, we are going to be having Christopher James, former General Secretary of the Guyana Mine Workers Union, and who was chief organizer with the Service Employee International Trade Union for the Eastern State in the United States. He will be on this program. He will be joined by Dr. Derek Allen, former Deputy General Secretary of the National Union of Public Service Employees in Barbados. Derek is now a senior lecturer at Kville campus in industrial relations. We coming back. We gonna be talking about this issue. We preparing for the big hall. Monday night we're gonna have George Daniels, who former president of the Guyana Public Service Union and former president of the Guyana Trade Union Congress, who work as director for the Service Employee International in the United States, for the southern state in the United States. He covered those states as the director of operation, right? He gonna be on the program on Monday night. So we are not leaving this. We're bringing all the perspectives on board of what need to happen, what is taking place, how we need to deal with them, and the way forward. Mark, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for opening your studio to us. Let me make the point that tomorrow night we're coming again. We are bringing some teachers on. Mark, thanks again. Thanks again, Mr. Ben Scott, for giving us this opportunity. We have to talk about the ills of this society. And let me signal to those people. Next week we get in a rally. We get in a rally in this town in Georgetown. Let me tell you something. And the trade union leaders will be there in full force. We are preparing for the long haul. And let me signal to what you call it, the deeds registry, who believe that they can collude with the politicians to undermine the people's struggle. You can do what the hell you want to do. You can come with what paper we have to do. Let me tell you what, you can't tear up our will and determination. We have strong men and women who are going to take us through this. Good night, comrades. Good night, brothers. Good night, sisters. It is not be a good night for the rogues and the vagabonds. Leave them there. Thank you, Mark, once again.
Thank you so much, Lincoln. Appreciate it. And thank you for reminding me about that $200 story. The struggle wasn't an easy struggle. And sometimes being on the ground there is not an easy task. Those were some very, very dreadful years that bore some fruits. And we saw those fruits.
Well, before you go, Mark, let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. This is to the ladies. If the men can't stand up, let us sleep on the floor. Okay? If they can't stand up and fight here now, let us sleep on the floor. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm sure you and me, Mark, will not sleep on the floor because we will stand up. Good night. Have a great weekend.
So much, Lincoln. Appreciate it. If the man can't stand up, they'll sleep on the floor. Darn right, we know Jack Deere and all them sleeping on the floor because they're cowards. They cannot stand up. Mark Benchop stands up. That's for sure. It's Friday night. Lots of interpretation. Don Watson Chance is saying, was that a pun? If the man, and look, it's open for interpretation. If the man cannot stand up and be brave. Sorry about that, guys. Let me drink a little water, mind my own business with that particular last. If a man can't stand up, he's sleeping on the ground in terms of the struggle. You've got to be strong. You can't be a coward. You got to do like Brother Bob say. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, guys. Kudos to all of the teachers. I will be back. I think there's some programs we have tomorrow as well. And I got some stuff here. It's a matter of interpretation, guys. Not my mind. Not my mind. Stand up. Kwekwe, y'all ever go kwekwe? Y'all just go kwekwe and thing? There's a quick. We see here, Ali insists teachers will get best welfare package in time. In other words, he's saying y'all wait, y'all don't worry about nothing, y'all wait. But they want the best package right now. Irfan Ali wants the best package right now. All the so-called ministers want the best package right now. But teachers, y'all wait. That's according to him, right? Y'all wait. But I know y'all are waiting. Y'all gonna go out there and y'all gonna continue the struggle, continue the fight. And when you continue to fight, look at this lady. Let me see how many of you know the lady. Um, let me see how many of you know her. I'm gonna look in the comment section before I go. Let me see how many of you guys know her. Going once, going twice. Let me see. Let's see if you know. Let's see if you know who she is. Going once, going twice, going once, going twice. Somebody said Joan. No, that's not Joan. Somebody said Miss Stewart. Um, let me see. Somebody, let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Somebody said Jean King. Somebody said Mr. Stewart. Rhonda Lane said your mom, Carl Miller. That's Miss Norma Stewart, the late Norma Stewart, headmistress, former headmistress of Winifred Gaskin Memorial Secondary School. Norma Stewart, one of the best in the country. She would have been proud of all the teachers standing up and fighting for what is right. She would have been proud of all the teachers. Norma Stewart, she was my headmistress back in my time. And of course, I told you guys during the course of the week that my high school was Winifred Gaskin Memorial Secondary. And 2014, I paid a visit and I sat in the same, I'm going to show you guys the classroom and probably the same bench that I sat in many, many years ago. I sat on many, many years ago. And this was a Form 1. And look at that bench. This was 2014. These kids are all grown up, all big kids now. This was 2014. Look at and when I was there, I asked whether that's the same bench. This was Form 1 at Winifred Gaskin Memorial Secondary School. I just thought I'd show off the school. But continue, guys. Continue. Continue with the struggle. Continue with the protest. We salute all teachers. All teachers, we salute them. Monday, we will continue with the broadcast as well. Over the weekend, we have some programs as well. Wayne Caesar has his show. Over to you, I hope. Wayne Caesar, over to you from 5 o'clock. And then from 4 to 4:30, we have The Law and You with Shalon Washington. Have a good night, guys. God bless you all. And men, anyway, let me leave that. Let me leave that alone. Stand up for what is right, men. Stand up for what is right. God bless you all. Until, have a good night.
There can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is free to stand the feeble strength of one. But the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? The union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. They have taken untold billions that they never told to earn, but without our brain and muscle, not a single will return. We can break their haughty power, gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? The union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. They have taken untold billions that they never told to earn, but without our brain and muscle, not a single will return. We can break their haughty power, gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong.